Anouk Show. Be inspired, be empowered. The Anouk Show. Thursday morning on GSSL Radio. Hey.
Are you ready to expand your knowledge and deepen your understanding of theology in a diverse, inclusive manner? Look no further than Peace Multicultural Theological Seminary, also known as PMTS. Open enrollment for 2025 is now available. Embark on an educational journey that celebrates diversity and fosters unity. Register at www.pmts-seminary.com. Don't miss this enriching opportunity at PMTS. For more information, call 888-505-8987.
Are you looking to amplify your brand? Well, look no further. Linked Superpowers is the company for you. Linked Superpowers is a cutting-edge global branding, social media, and PR agency. They help to reshape professional visibility and influence. They've been in business for a decade now, and they are on top of the game with proven results. Reach out to Linked Superpowers at www.linkedsuperpowers.com.
The Anouk Show. Yeah. Anouk Hey, Show. What you say? The Anouk Show. Be motivated. Anouk Show. Yeah, yeah. The Anouk Show. Yeah.
Hey, this is your girl Anouk, and welcome back to another episode of The Anouk Show. Today, I want to take a moment to explore a sentiment that many of us likely grapple with at some point in our lives. The feeling of wondering why, and asking ourselves, how did I get here? Life can be a beautiful journey full of twists, turns, and unexpected detours. We find ourselves standing at the crossroads of our experiences, sometimes feeling lost or confused, clutching those heavy questions. Why did this happen to me? Or what led me to this moment? In these moments of introspection that we often discover the strength we never knew we had. Every challenge, every heartbreak, every joy has played its part in shaping who we are. Life is woven with our struggles and triumphs, creating a unique pattern that is ours and ours alone. But remember, dear listeners, you are not alone in your wandering. Each of us carries the weight of our own whys. It's okay to feel a little lost sometimes. It's a natural part of being human. Embrace that confusion. It can lead to profound self-discovery. Ask questions without fear. Let your curiosity guide you through the fog of uncertainty. Sometimes the answers we seek emerge when we are brave enough to keep searching. And even when we find ourselves in darkness, remember that even the darkest nights will eventually give way to the dawn. So, as you ponder your own journey, hold space for that wonder, the confusion, and the hope. Know that every step you've taken has led you to this moment, and it is part of your beautiful story. Keep asking why and cherish every "how did I get here?" Your journey is an adventure, and it's okay not to have all the answers right now. Thank you for joining the Anouk Show.
The Anouk Show. Yeah. Anouk Hey, show. What you say? Anouk Be motivated. Anouk Show. Yeah, yeah. The Anouk Show.
Yeah. Good morning. Psalms 91 tells us, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." This scripture is a powerful reminder of the protection and the comfort that we can find in God's presence. When we choose to dwell in the secret place of the Most High, we are choosing to draw near to God, to seek His guidance and His peace. In doing so, we are enveloped in the shadow of the Almighty, shielded from the storms of life and the attacks of the enemy. This scripture reminds us that we are never alone, that God is always with us, watching over us and protecting us. In His presence, we find refuge and strength, a safe haven in the midst of chaos and uncertainty. So let us take refuge in the secret place of the Most High. Let us abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Let us trust in the promises, knowing that He will never leave us nor forsake us. In times of trouble, in moments of doubt, remember this scripture and find comfort in the fact that you are under the shadow of the Almighty. Trust in His protection, His guidance, and His love. He is always there, ready to shelter you in His arms. May this scripture be the source of strength and peace for you. A reminder of God's unfailing love and His constant presence in your life. Dwell in the secret place of the Most High. Abide under the shadow of the Almighty, and know that you are safe and secure in His hands. This is your inspirational moment from Minister Derek Renter.
It's inspiration time. Come on and renew your mind. Everybody, it's inspiration time with Anouk.
In the silence of uncertainty, questions echo louder than answers.
Not all mysteries beg to be solved. Some simply invite us to wonder.
Sometimes the heart feels and the mind is left searching for clarity in the shadow.
In the labyrinth of life, there are paths we take without knowing why.
Understanding is a bridge we can't always build. Sometimes we must walk on the water of doubt.
The hardest questions often hold no answers, just whispers of the unknown.
We traverse a world filled with why, a journey where understanding is often delayed.
When logic fades, confusion illuminates the path of the unexplained.
Sometimes life writes stories without a clear beginning or end, leaving us in the curious middle.
To question why is to dance with the unknown. The music may be chaotic, but the rhythm is life itself.
Yeah. Hey, what you say? Be motivated. Yeah, yeah.
Now it's that time where I introduce you to the special guests today. Yes, I have not one, but two guests today. First, I have the beautiful Dr. Letitia Scott Jackson. You guys should go Google her. She's absolutely beautiful. She's also an author, a musician, a motivational speaker, and the founder of Keeping Families Connected. But let me tell you more about Dr. Letitia Jackson. She is the daughter of the late Reverend Norvell Scott. He was an AME pastor, and she was brought up in a Christian home. But soon she became fascinated with drug dealers. She became fascinated with their money. She became fascinated with their cars. She became fascinated with their bling. So she started to sell drugs at a very young age, sneaking out the house. She ended up keeping the drugs at the house and at her father's car. She got so good at selling drugs that she became hot on the police's trail. And one of her clients happened to be an undercover cop. So they came and they raided her parents' home, and there was also drugs in her father's car. And so her father never knew that his daughter was selling drugs. He did not want his teenage daughter to go to jail, so he took the rap for his daughter and was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Well, in prison, he had a stroke, and shortly after he was released from prison, he passed away. But the entire time that he was in prison, early on, she started to still sell drugs because she was fascinated with that money. And she ended up going to jail or prison as well for selling drugs. After all, she did get arrested later. And then later, she ended up getting married and starting a business. And then I will let her tell you the rest of her story. But also the other phenomenal guest that I have today is the none other than Monroe Brown. And she's an esteemed public figure who focuses on entertainment, public relations, and community advocacy. These ladies are totally phenomenal for various reasons, but also for the fact that they're from my hometown, Shreveport, Louisiana. And Monroe, feel free to interject at any time during this conversation today. Thank you.
Letitia, Doctor, let me put some respect on your name. Dr. Letitia Scott Jackson.
Yes,
welcome
ma'am.
to the Anouk Show.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm great, feeling great, excited, elated to be on top of the dirt, like I always say, and that the dirt isn't on top of me. So that gives me another opportunity to just share with people. And that's what I love doing, encouraging and impacting and empowering people all over the world.
So powerful, so very powerful. When I look at your background, I can see that you are a daughter of the late Reverend Norvell Scott, an AME pastor. So I know being a pastor's daughter came with its own set of expectations. Can you share some of the challenges you faced growing up and how that has shaped your identity and your mission today?
You know what, Miss Anouk, I really thought that being a preacher's daughter was a challenge when I was growing up because my dad was so strict. And growing up in Louisiana, I still call it the country, even though people say Shreveport is the city. But, you know, his church was out. Churches were always mostly in the country. And he had so many expectations of my sister and I growing up. And, you know, being a preacher's daughter, being a musician for the church, starting at the age of 12, and having to be an honor roll student and playing basketball and running track. And I thought it was challenging because it's like we spent our whole life in church, from the time we woke up in the morning, with the exception of school, to the time we went to bed. And I say all the time, we've gotten away from those days, even the tent revivals that they used to have. You know, I thought that was challenging, but now I realize, and I'm grateful, gracefully grateful, that I did have that upbringing, although it was, you know, sometimes annoying, you know, as the young people say nowadays, and tiring. But I thank God for it because it's who made me. That's what made me who I am today, you know, with my morals, my values, and being a believer, and just being, I'll say, a creature of, I say a creature of being able to bless God's people. Like, my heart is just for people. And, you know, a lot of people don't have that heart nowadays. So I say it was challenging because being young and having to go to church all the time and people having expectations of you, and you get whooped by the neighbor across the street and you could get chastised from everybody on the block. But you know what? I appreciate that.
That's such a powerful perspective. So thank you so much for sharing that. You've also founded Keeping Families Connected to support families in need. What inspired you to create this organization, and what do you hope to achieve through it?
Well, you know what? Keeping Families Connected derived from a personal experience of my own. I say it all the time because a lot of people don't like for you to talk about your testimony, but I was wrongfully convicted because someone committed a fraud against my business. And I say this not saying it lightly because I have a book that sits on my desk in my office. And the name of that book is 3 Felonies a Day. Everybody in the world unknowingly commits 3 felonies a day. People need to read that book. It's by Harry Silverglade. And so ended up winning my appeal in the Fifth Circuit courts, and you know that's hard to do. Won the appeal, and once I got home, I was, broke, busted, disgusted, spent all my money on attorneys and just things and things and things. And I asked God, I said, why did I have to sit there all of that time, be separated from my daughters and being in a federal camp where my roommates were Hispanic, and all they did was cry because they couldn't see their kids. And I said, okay, God, what was my purpose? And God says, why not you? I'm going to use you to keep families connected. And I wrote it down one night on my way to sleep. I'm a writer, also a published author. And so I do a lot of writing at night. And when I wrote it down the next day, I said, okay, what am I supposed to do with keeping families connected? And I just started reading cards from the Enterprise and taking kids to see their parents in prison. And then from that, I just started taking the family as a whole, because keeping families connected consists of the family as a whole. So this is 9 years, Miss Anouk, believe it or not. And I've been doing this for 9 years with my allowance. And we provide 3 luxury prison trips per month. We do a lot of stuff. So keeping families connected, I'm a mentor. I started 13 businesses for 13 of those children who we provide services for, again, with my allowance. And I just want to be able to bridge the gap from the school to the juvenile, from the juvenile to the prison pipeline. And that's what keeping families connected is all about. I could go on and on about the giveaways and all the things that I do out of pocket, but most importantly, it's just to bridge that gap and to create some entrepreneurs and some let kids know that, hey, your purpose is your prosperity, and that's where you become productive in your purpose. So that's just what keeping families connected is about.
That's so very fascinating and inspiring. Keep doing that great work. I know all of those families really do appreciate you. Now, I know you have a very important event coming up. Do you want to tell us more about that event?
Well, yes, I'm elated to be able to attend the governor's 43rd annual convention this year. It's in Louisiana, and I'm excited about it. They're going to have state certified classes. I'm going to be attending the meet and greet, but most importantly, on Thursday, they're going to have the governor's dinner, and they're going to have some classes that are certified. And on Friday, it's the governor's ball. So I'm just excited about being in the room. I'm excited about the people that I'm going to be able to network with and share all of the information about what we're doing and what we're trying to do, just to be a blessing to the juveniles and the youth in the community.
So is that event open to others, or it's invitation only?
Well, actually, it is open to business people, social workers, people who are in the mental health sector of our communities. It's really open because it gives an opportunity for anybody who wants to touch the lives of juveniles to come and attend. It's at a very low cost. It's all inclusive, and it's at the Samstown Casino. Shout out to our guest, DA Skylar Marvin, and of course, the Bossier DA's office over in Bossier Parish. So we're just blessed to be able to be a part of it.
Is there anything else you would like to share with the listeners today?
Well, I want to say thank you for having me on your show. Again, I said it on my way to Louisiana today. I'm always elated to be able to drop jewels, life jewels, and tell people about, share life blessings with people and empower and encourage people. So listen, you guys, all I can say is this. Find out what your purpose is. And sharing is caring, and let's show some love. God is love. Love is, unconditional. And if you love yourself, everything else will line up, because once you love yourself, you know what you need to do to level up. And I'm just going to leave you with that. If nothing beats a failure but a try. And if you want something you never had, you have to do something you never done. And when you do something you never done, God just may bless you with that you never have. And I'm just going to leave you with that.
Very, very powerful. And that love is a very powerful four-letter word. Nothing beats love. Yes, yes, yes. So Dr. Letitia Scott Jackson, can you share with the audience today how they can book you or contact you if they want more information, or even tell them how they can get a copy of your book as well?
Yes, you can always find me. All you have to do is Google Letitia Scott Jackson or Dr. Letitia Scott Jackson. My website is Letitia Scott Jackson, and all of my books are there. Self-help books. I want to say this really quick, Mr. Anouk. Queen, come on with your money-making self. For those of you that don't really know what your purpose is, I have a book that talks about being an eagle versus the principles of being an eagle versus a pigeon, and it has over 100 ways in there that people can make money and become financially stable that you just don't think of. Simple things. So listen, go to my website, Letitia Scott Jackson. You can also go to keepingfamilyconnected.org, and you can just Google me anywhere on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere, Keeping Families Connected or Letitia Scott Jackson. And again, thank you for your time and thank you for having me.
And if I may, Anouk, I would like to just point out that Dr. Letitia Scott Jackson was the President Lifetime Achievement Award winner in 2023 with our now President Biden. Just wanted to put that out. That is a huge accomplishment, and I just wanted to congratulate her publicly.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. That's really huge. So keep doing those big things. I really do appreciate you joining the Anouk Show today. Dr. Letitia Scott Jackson. Keep shining your light brightly. The community appreciates you. I know all the families and lives that you're touching appreciate you. I appreciate you for being so vulnerable, and I love your strength. I love the experiences that you've shared, because life's challenges can be very hard to navigate at times. Sure. And there's so much power in the family and in that four-letter word, love. Yes. So please keep being fabulous. Thanks for being with us.
Bless
today.
you. Thank you.
Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Hello, everybody. This is moi. I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm having a comedy show August 24th at 8 p.m. in Pearland, Texas. I'll be joined on stage by my different characters, such as Wanna Be Whitley, I have a 7 draw, and I sound like Whitley Gilbert. I'm also going to be joined by Hey, baby. Grandma, baby. I'm going to listen to I'm going to listen to how the people talk and let you know to get it right. Also, Abigail will be there from London. She's quite a bit of a snob. And finally, from Puerto Rico, Lupita going to be there too. From Puerto Rico, she's very crazy. To get tickets, go to Facebook to Comic and Author Moi and get your tickets today. Ciao.
Check out www.linkedsuperpowers.com and let them take your brand to the next level. www.linkedsuperpowers.com.
If you want to be entertained, pick up your copy of the book Never a Dull Moment by Ronald Eric McIntyre. Available at Barnes & Noble and Amazon.
The Anouk Show, yeah. Anouk Hey, what you say? Anouk Be motivated. Anouk Show, yeah, yeah. The Anouk Show.
Well, we're back at it with the McIntyres, Ronald, Derek, Donis, and Anouk.
Good morning, Anouk. and I want to welcome my brother and my sister-in-law to the studio.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Today I'm going to talk about a story where my family and I, including my brother, we tried out for Family Feud, and we almost won. We had one problem person, my brother. So we got down to the last answer, and we could have stole the show. The question was, name an animal with a large mouth. And my brother came up with this brilliant idea, and I may be a little off on the answer, so you can correct me. My brother said it was either an ant or an anteater. While everybody else laughed, we looked at him like we wanted to beat him up. Like, come up with a large mouth. He says an ant. And then he's waiting to see what comes up on the board. We already know whatever comes up won't be an ant. So which one was the
anteater?
Anteater.
What was that? Aardvark? I don't know. I was thinking long instead of large.
So, an animal with a large mouth. You was thinking long instead of a crocodile would have been great. Gator, whatever.
A hippo.
Or hippo. He said, and I was like, we had a perfect opportunity to win and come back and win more money. This dude said,
he missed that 15 minutes of fame.
yeah. And on the way home, we constantly went back and forth what we were going to do to him on the way back home, because we were in New Orleans when we tried out.
And so Steve Harvey looked and said,
"Listen, the whole country looked and said, he's a complete idiot." That's what they said. I get mad still just thinking about that. I probably could have been a movie star now. You talk about an ant.
Well, now you always go too far.
a movie star, right?
You have a face made for radio.
You know what? It ain't too late for
You absolutely have a face for radio.
That is hilarious.
I don't think so.
It ain't too late for us to make up for what we want to do to you for blowing our opportunity, okay?
Well, we have to get you guys back on the Family Feud.
Yeah, absolutely.
Family Feud with him.
Absolutely. It's still time to live that dream. We can still try. Let me give Steve a call and see if we can work something out.
Listen, I wouldn't go back on Family Feud. I wouldn't do family anything. I wouldn't even go to the family picnic with you after that.
Oh my God. Well,
You never told me about that.
the next time you all decide.
Oh, wait a minute. I heard your wife. I heard Donna say he never told you about that.
Never even told me that you all had the opportunity, because we talk about auditioning for Family Feud all the time.
Don't do it.
And he has not uttered a word to me about what you're telling me.
That's why, but don't listen, Donna.
It wasn't one of my proudest moments.
I really hate you.
I may need to take his spot.
You may need to take my spot.
That is hilarious. Well, laughter is a wonderful way to connect with others. So thank you all so much for being part of today's segment. And let's make sure that you guys know, if you need a good laugh, you can always tune in to the Anouk Show. Thanks.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, I would like to thank my guests for coming to join the Anouk Show today, Dr. Letitia Scott Jackson and Miss Monroe Brown. Keep doing the phenomenal work that both of you guys are doing. Miss Monroe Brown, I appreciate you for bringing Dr. Letitia Jackson to the show. And Dr. Letitia Jackson, keep doing what you're doing. You're inspiring. And please keep those families connected. Love and family, there's nothing greater. I know through your journey, at some point you probably were saying, why am I here? How did I get here? And you're living in your purpose. And I love to see your passion. For those of you who are in the Shreveport-Bossier area, remember the event, the 43rd Annual Louisiana Governance Conference on Juvenile Justice, started yesterday, ends tomorrow. It's at the Sam's Town Hotel and Casino at 315 Client Fant Parkway. For more information, you may reach out to Monroe Brown, Monro Brown. You can go to her Facebook page to get all the information. Well. It's a wrap for another episode today. I encourage you to lean into your own questions. Give yourself grace in the uncertainty. Life can be a beautiful mystery. And it's okay not to have all the answers. Your story is still being written, and every turn, no matter how confusing, is a part of it. I really thank you for sharing your valuable time with me on today's episode of The Anouk Show and being part of the Anouk Show family. Remember, you're not alone in your wandering. Let's embrace the journey together and be inspired and just keep on keeping on.
All right. I pray that you've been inspired.
Protect your peace. Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 3. He will keep you in perfect peace. Keep your mind stayed on Him.
The Anouk Show. Be inspired. Be empowered. The Anouk Show. Thursday morning on GSSL Radio.